I kept the key hanging by the frame. 3 times I etched a different name. First was a spark that died in the rain. Second was fire that left only pain. But you were supposed to be the shore, the one I wouldn't have to wait for anymore. I gave you the pieces I'd managed to save. Now I'm standing alone in the house that we made. So I'm closing the door softly this time. No screaming to heaven, no reason to rhyme. I'm out of chances, I'm out of maybe. I'm losing the part of me that called you baby. The third strike is heavy, it sinks in my chest. I'm laying the ghost of our future to rest. No slamming the wood, no locks to be turned, just a quiet goodbye to the lessons I've learned. Your coat's gone from the hook in the hall, and the silence is bouncing off every wall. They told me the third time the charm would come true, but the charm didn't work when it came down to you. I'm tired of starting, I'm tired of the hellos, watching the sunset turn violet and yellow. Knowing tomorrow I'll wake up alone in a space that's a house but no longer a home. Once is a heartbreak, twice is a shame, but 3 times I'm the one who's to blame for thinking that love was a thing I could keep, for sowing a harvest I'll never quite reap. The hinges don't creak, they know the routine, the saddest departure this floorboard has seen. And I'm closing the door softly this time. No screaming to heaven, no reason to rhyme. I'm out of chances, I'm out of maybe. I'm losing the part of me that called you baby. The third strike is heavy, it sinks in my chest. I'm laying the ghost of our future to rest. No slamming the wood, no locks to be turned, just a quiet goodbye to the lessons I've learned. Click, the latch meets the frame, I'm forgetting the way that you whispered my name. Softly, so softly, the light's going out, and I'm finally sure what forever is about. The toys are all plastic and the windows are barred. I learned to find heaven in the dirt of the yard. You told me the world was a scary old place, then you slammed the door shut right in my small face. I played house with shadows and whispered to walls, waiting for footsteps in hollowed out halls. I was safely tucked in, or so the lie goes, while the rest of the world bloomed like a wild open rose. It was a childhood under lock and key, a secret you kept away from the sea. I memorized the dust notes and the cracks in the floor, and the weight of the metal on the other side of the door. I had all of the armor, but none of the fun. A prisoner of love, was mastering the art of being quiet and discreet. I grew up too fast in a box made of gold, with a spirit that withered before it was old. The key is still heavy and the hinges are rust, turning the memories into shards and into dust. I'm standing outside in the blinding white sun, wondering if healing has finally begun from my childhood under lock and key. The version of me you wouldn't let be. I memorized the dust motes and the cracks in the floor, and the weight of the metal on the other side of the door. I had all of the armor, but none of the fun. A prisoner of a love before I could run. The lock is broken, the words are spoken. I'm walking away into the day. No more keys, no more please, just me. The parking lot is emptying, the engine's running cold, watching your taillights turn to embers, or so I'm told. I'm standing by the bike rack where we used to waste a day. Now I'm just a silhouette as you're pulling away. The yellow lines are blurred by the rain on the glass. Just another heartbreak in the middle of class. Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements? Even if it leads nowhere, even with these arrangements, I'm running down the sidewalk of a school we've outgrown, trying to find a heart that isn't made of stone. It's a dead-end street with a beautiful view of a life I was building just to lose it to you. The lockers are all clicking like a clock on the wall. Count and you were fine arts, learning the anatomy of our breaking hearts. We spent our electives tangled in sheets, ignoring the noise of the campus street. But the syllabus changed when the semester grew old, and the warmth of our coffee started turning so cold. Now I'm changing majors and I'm changing arts, tearing the textbooks and the future apart. I'm dropping the course on how to be yours while you're walking through different university doors. It's a hard requirement that I didn't sign for, to love you and then not to see you no more. I'm transferring credits to a life without us, watching our memories fade in the dust. I studied your body language like it was a test, but I failed the part where you said it's for the best. Now you're majoring in distance and I'm minoring in grief, looking for scholarships to find some relief. There's no office hours for a soul that's in pain, no extra credit to make you remain. I'm withdrawing from everything used to be a unilateral decision made solely by thee. So walk to your commencement, hold your head high. I'm the prerequisite for your latest goodbye. The major is different, the degree is brand new, but I'll always be failing the subject of you. The first one took my innocence, a storm I didn't see. He left a hole inside the soul of who I used to be. The second came with promises, a light to guide me home, but he just built a bigger house for me to be alone. Now here I stand with number 3, watching taillights fade. I'm getting used to the goodbye, the same mistakes I've made. I thought the cracks were finally healed, the mortar holding tight, but I'm just the architect of my own darkest night. Is there a curse upon my name, or a glitch inside the frame? Because the ending always sounds the same. Maybe I was built to break again, to let the sunlight in and then just watch the walls cave in. I'm a master of the ruins, a ghost within the hall, learning how to love just so I can learn to fall. It's a 3-act tragedy, a cycle with no end. Oh, I guess my heart was only ever built to break again. They say the third time is the charm, the one that finally stays, but I'm just counting down the hours and documenting days. getting old. I didn't even fight this time. I didn't scream or cry. I just opened up the door and let the luck run dry. One was a lesson, two was a scar, three is the proof that I've gone too far. I'm not a bridge, I'm a dead-end street, a collection of parts that'll never be complete. Maybe I was built to break again, to let the sunlight in, and then just watch the walls cave in. I'm a master of the ruins, a ghost within the hall, learning how to love just so I can learn to fall. It's a 3-act tragedy, a cycle with no end. I guess my heart was only ever built to break again. 3 times down, the silence is the loudest sound. I'll pick up the pieces, I'll try to pretend, but I know I was only built to break again. I'm standing in the rubble of a forever that we built, sifting through the shards of trust and heavy-handed guilt. I used to leave the windows open, used to leave the latch, thinking you were safe enough to never strike a match. But the wind is turning bitter and the night is getting thin. I'm finding all the places where the cold keeps getting in. I'm stacking up the lessons like they're blocks of solid stone, learning how to be the king of everything I own. And I'm building my own walls, brick by heavy brick, closing up the hollow space where the lies are laid on thick. No more letting shadows in, no more vulnerable parts. I'm becoming the architect of fortified hearts. It's a quiet kind of masonry, it's a lonely time I see you, it's a fresh kind of pain. I'm sitting in the bleachers where we used to hide, counting all the pieces of the mess I have inside. But banners just a cheetah for a memory of us, before you left me standing in the exhaust of the bus. I saw you in the stairwell, someone new was in your space, and I felt the color draining from every inch of my face. It's funny how a hallway can feel like a crime scene, tracing all the could-have-beens in the spaces in between. There's a bruise in my heart, in the shape of your name, and every time I see you, it's a fresh kind of pain. I'm walking through the school like I made of glass, hoping that you learn, but praying that you pass. You say the time is a healer, but I'm still black and blue, just a walking collection of the bruises left by you. Yeah, these doorways are heavy, and the air is getting thin, and I'm losing the battle under my own skin. In the back of the lab, there's a student still bare. I can't but notice that you never slid in there. I saw you handwriting on the chalkboard today, the ghost of the sentence that you didn't mean to stay. And wearing gold sleeves to hide the way I shape, because just me and friends was a giant mistake. You look so unbothered, like you're healing just fine. Well, I'm the only one left on the firing line. It's not a cloak that's beating, it's an ache that won't fade, a permanent shadow that your goodbye made. No bandages can fix what you broke in the dark, leaving me here with this deep purple mark. There's a bruise on my heart, in the shape of your name, and every time I see you, it's a flash kind of pain. I'm walking through the school like I made a bed, hoping that you look, praying that you pass. You say the time is a healer, but I'm still black and blue, just a walking collection of the bruises left by you. Yeah, these hallways are heavy, and the air is getting thin, and I'm losing a battle under my own skin. The parking lot is freezing, I'm leaning on my car, looking at the moon and wonder where you are. Another day over, another mark made, I'm just waiting for the blue to start to fade. Yeah, it's just a bruise, but it's one I'm gonna lose. I paved the road for you to meet, never thought I'd be the one in retreat. I gave him your hand when you were down, now you're both wearing a stolen crown. I saw the spark, I felt the shift, a slow motion slide, a widening rift. My favorite person and my truest friend, writing a story where I have to end. It's broken vows and broken ties, I'm drowning in the truth of your shed lies. The hand I held, the friend I knew, are fading away in a shade of blue. How do I heal when the medicine's gone, when the people I need took my forever, he took my trust, leaving our history to turn into dust. The group chats are quiet, the dinners are cold. I'm haunted by stories we'll never grow old. Do you feel guilty when you say his name? Or does my absence just feel like a game? I'm mourning a lover, I'm mourning a brother, while you're finding comfort in one another. The betrayal is sharp, a double-edged blade, watching the foundation we built start to fade. Was I just a bridge for you to cross over? Now that you're closer, I'm looking for cover. I've lost my safety, I've lost my home. In a crowded room, I've never been so alone. It's broken vows and broken ties. I'm drowning in the truth of your shared lies. The hand I held, the friend I knew, are fading away in a shade of blue. How do I heal when the medicine's gone, when the people I need are moving on? You took my forever, he took my trust, leaving our history to turn into dust. Ooh. No vows left to keep, no ties left to hold, just a story of three that turned bitter and cold. Broken, everything's broken. Everything's broken. I'm standing in the empty hallway where the silence is a heavy coat, swallowing the bitter words that stayed inside my throat. My father was a shadow and your love was just a ghost, leaving me to fend for what I needed the most. I learned to be a ghost before I learned to be a man, following a blueprint from a broken hollow plan. But I'm looking at the mirror and I'm drawing a new line, reclaiming every heartbeat that I used to think was mine. And I'm breaking the cycle of absence, shattering the glass, refusing to be haunted by the shadows of the past. No more disappearing acts, no more faded out goodbyes. I'm looking at the truth without the shame inside my eyes. It's a lonely kind of freedom, it's a heavy kind of grace, to be the one who stays inside this hollowed out space. One link at a time, I'm finally making sense, breaking the cycle of absence. I used to check the driveway till the streetlights turned to gold, buying into promises that always felt so cold. You left me at the table with an empty wooden chair and taught me how to breathe in the absence of the air. But I'm filling up the rooms with the version of myself. I'm taking down the trophies from that dusty, lonely shelf. I'm learning how to show up even when the fear is loud, standing in the sunshine of a different kind of cloud. The blood runs deep, but the will runs deeper still. I'm climbing up the summit of this ancient weary hill. I won't pass on the baton of the vanishing and void. I'm building some The pantry's getting empty, and the wine is all gone dry. Just like the well of tears I cried the night you said goodbye. I'm sitting at the table where we used to feast on dreams, but now the feast is over, and I'm bursting at the seams. There's no more honey on the shelf, no sugar in the jar, just a bitter taste of wondering exactly where you are. Now I'm living on bread and water, memories, trying to survive on the ghost of we used to be. A little bit of crust from the life we used to share, a sip of something cold from the emptiness in air. It's a meager kind of diet for a heart that's grown so thin. Just bread and water, memories until the light crawls in. I find a little crumb of us beneath the kitchen chair, a silver strand of maybe, and a lock of golden hair. I wash it down with silence, and I swallow back the pride, while I starve for all the feelings that I'm tucking deep inside. You took the salt and took the soul, and left me with the scraps, navigating hunger pains on all our broken maps. They say that man can't live on just the basic things alone, but I'm carving out a kingdom from this gristle and this bone. I don't need the banquet or the candles or the wine, if I can just find nourishment in being only mine. Yeah, I'm living on bread and water, memories, trying to survive on the ghost of what used to be. A little bit of crust from the life we used to share, a sip of something cold from the emptiness in air. It's a meager kind of diet for a heart that's grown so thin. Just bread and water, memories until the light crawls in. Just enough to keep me going, just enough to stay alive. The table's clear, the hunger's here, but I'll survive on bread and water. I passed the student union where we had our first coffee. Now the ghost of your laughter is all that I see. We spent 4 years building a fortress of dreams. Now it's tearing apart at the graduate seams. I see your name on the dean's list in the hall, a reminder of how we had it all before the fall. Now we're just bittersweet alumni of the love that a degree, but I lost the prize, looking at the world through these bloodshot eyes. We're moving on, we're finding our way, but I'm still a freshman in the pain of today. The alumni magazine will ask where we've been, if we've climbed the tall ladders or learned how to win. But they won't see the pages I've torn from the book, or the shaking of hands and the way my heart shook. You're a success story in a city far away. I'm just the memory of a rainy Tuesday. We wore the school colors, red, white, and blue. Now everything's gray since I'm missing you. There's no homecoming for a heart that's been broke. Our happily ever after went up in smoke. So walk through the archway, don't look at the grass. I'm just another student you met in a class. Goodbye to the campus, goodbye to the we. I'm a bittersweet alumnus of you and me. I'm standing in the foyer where the wallpaper's peeling, trying to numb out this hollowed out feeling. The welcome mat is faded and caked with the dust, just like the promises that rotted to rust. I used to listen for the engine to rumble the drive, thinking your presence was the reason I'm alive. But the keys are on the counter and the closet is bare. I'm breathing in the molecules of nothing air, and I'm looking for the life beyond the front door, learning how to be what I wasn't before. Past the hinges that creak and the steps that are cold, away from the stories that never got told. One heavy-hearted step into the unknown, building a kingdom on a solid foundation. Alone, I'm leaving the wreckage on the kitchen floor and finding the courage beyond the front door. The porch light is flickering, a dying little hum, waiting for a morning that refuses to come. I check the deadbolt, but the safety's a lie. It doesn't stop the memory of your slow goodbye. I used to stay inside the borders of everything you said, tucking in the what ifs in the haunted up bed. But the sun's hitting the pavement and the sky is white and blue, and I'm finally realizing that I'm braver than you. It's just a piece of wood person that I thought was lost. The street is wide, I'm stepping outside, beyond the front door. I thought I learned the shape of a heart when it cracks. The first time was a hairline, a few small tracks. The second was a split that I managed to mend, with the hollow hope of let's just be friends. But you were the pressure I didn't see coming, the steady beat that stopped my own heart from drumming. I gave you the pieces I gathered from the floor, but you took those fragments and asked me for more. Now I'm standing beyond a breaking point, where the oil runs dry and every tire joint. 3 times I gambled on a forever soul, but I'm left with a debt I can't ever control. The bridges collapse, the sky is out of reach. I'm a stranded ship on a dark, lonely beach. You were the one who pushed me over the edge. Now I'm falling past the point of a prayer or a pledge. There's no more trying left in my chest. I failed the trial and I failed the test. I thought I was stronger, I thought I was wise, but I'm just a fool with 3 sets of goodbyes. The first was a whisper, the second a cry, but the third is the silence when the fountains blow dry. I'm looking for me in the wreckage you made, but the parts I love most have started to fade. Can't fix a glass that's been ground into sand. Who can hold a ghost by the palm of its hand? I've reached the horizon where the light disappears, the final destination of all of my fears. Yeah, I'm standing beyond the breaking point, where the oil runs dry. Every tire joint. 3 times I gambled on a forever soul, but I'm left with a debt I can't ever control. The bridges collapse, the sky is out of reach. I'm a stranded ship on a dark, lonely beach. You were the one who pushed me over the edge. Now I'm falling past the point of a prayer or a pledge. The candles burn, 1, 2, 3. Now there's nothing left of me. Beyond that point, beyond that point, beyond the point of no return. I'm sitting on the edge of the mattress where the shadows like to creep, in the hollowed out silence before the world goes to sleep. I got the picture book open to the page where the hero finds his way. But I'm searching for the chapters that you tore out and threw away. You promised me a castle, you promised me the moon, whispering happy endings that ended way too soon. Now the ink is tasting bitter and the vows feel like lead, choking on the fables that a missing father said. And I'm betrayed by the bedtime story left inside the dark, waiting for a rescue or a flicker of a spark. The wolves are at the window and the woods are getting deep, while the man who wrote the magic had a promise he couldn't keep. His It's a shattered kind of wonder, a faded kind of glory, living in the wreckage of the betrayed bedtime story. I look at the years of stations of the man holding the child's hand in a watercolor version of a long forgotten land. I try to trace the outlines, but the colors start to bleed into the jagged hollow of the love I really need. You close the book so suddenly, you turned out every light, leaving me to fight the giants in the middle of the night. I'm rereading the silence and I'm editing the lies with the salt that's overflowing from these unclaimed eyes. Is there an index for the broken, a glossary for the gone, a way to keep on breathing from the dusk until the dawn? I don't want the dragon, I don't want the gold, I just want the hand that I was meant to get to hold. Bedtime story, left inside the dark, waiting for a rescue or a flicker of a spark. The wolves are at the window and the woods are getting deep, while the man who wrote the magic had a promise he couldn't keep. It's a shattered kind of wonder, a faded kind of glory, living in the wreckage of the betrayed bedtime story. Close the lid, put it back, the bookshelf's turning cold and black. No more once upon a times, no more rhythms, no more rhymes. The end, Dad. It's finally the end. I handed you the keys to every secret I owned, built a sanctuary for us, a place I called home. You were the shadow that walked right by my side, the one I trusted when I had nowhere to hide. But shadows grow long and the sun starts to set, and you found a warmth that I'll never forget. It's a betrayal in 3 parts, a play without light. One heart is breaking, 2 are holding on tight. The person I loved and the friend I believed, now I'm a stranger in the web that you weaved. How do I scream when my breath's been stolen away by the 2 people I thought were here to stay? I see the way you look at him, the flicker in your eyes, the same look you gave me before, the whispers and lies. And he's wearing the smile that used to be mine, while you're crossing the bridge and burning the line. It's not just the ending that's tearing me through, it's losing my world and losing him too. 3 was a crowd, but I thought we were a team. Now I'm the ghost in the middle of your dream. Did you laugh about me when the lights went down low? Did you wait for the moment to let me go? The knife in the back has both of your names, you weep? How do I scream when my breath's been stolen away by the two people I thought were here to stay? Two seats at the table, but I'm not invited. A fire you started, a love you ignited. Rest in peace to the three of us. I lost my love, and I lost my trust. Just a betrayal in 3 parts. I'm sitting on the bathroom floor, picking at the edges of all the forever talk and the hollow-hearted pledges. You cut me down to nothing with a whisper and a glance, and left me here to figure out the solo kind of dance. My skin is mapped in mishaps, every scar has got your name, but I'm the one who's standing here holding all the blame. It's just band-aids and bravery holding me together, trying to find a shelter in this wreckage of the weather. One sticky strip of plastic for the way you let me go, and a little bit of courage for the things I'll never know. I'm patching up the puncture wounds, I'm hiding every scar, learning how to breathe again exactly where we are. The box is nearly empty and my hands are starting to shake. There isn't enough guys in the world for this kind of ache. I'm covering the bruises where your shadow used to lean, scrubbing at the us until the surface looks real clean. It's a messy kind of healing, it's a jagged kind of grace, to look into the mirror and forgive this tired face. They say that time's a doctor, but he's running way behind, and I'm the only surgeon that my broken soul could find. It doesn't have to be pretty, and it doesn't have to stay. It just has to keep the blood inside until I find my way. It's just band-aids and bravery holding me together, trying to find a shelter in this wreckage of the weather. One sticky strip of plastic for the way you let me go, and a little bit of courage for the things I'll never know. I'm patching up the puncture wounds, I'm hiding every scar, learning how to breathe again exactly where we are. Peel it back slowly, I'm not as lonely as I was. Just a little bit of tape and a lot of grit. I'm gonna make it bit by bit. Band-aids and bravery. Neon lights flickering in the back of the hall, next to the vending machine against the brick wall. I'm staring at the screen of the machine we used to play before you traded us for a life a world away. I've got a pocket full of quarters bruises and a heart full of holes. Watching the high score we set when we were souls. Now the joystick's sticky and the glass is cracked, just like the promise that you're never coming back. I'm just a player in an arcade, you out, wasting all my tokens trying to get back to you. I'm chasing a ghost on a 16-bit screen, the saddest game over this school's ever seen. You hit the jackpot and you walked out the door, left me spinning wheels on a dusty carpet floor. Yeah, loving you was just a game I couldn't win, and I'm out of credits to let you back in. With a brand new prize, reflecting a different kind of light in your eyes. I remember the nights we'd stay until the late bell, creating a heaven in this fluorescent hell. Now I'm just a glitch in your new perfect life, while the memory of us cuts through me like a knife. Insert coin to try one more time, but I've run out of rhythm and I've run out of rhyme. The screen says continue with the timer counting down, but you're already halfway across this lonely town. I'm just a player in an arcade you outgrew, wasting all my tokens trying to get back to you. I'm chasing a ghost on a 16-bit screen, the saddest game over this school's ever seen. You hit the jackpot and you walked out the door, left me spinning wheels on a dusty carpet floor. Yeah, loving you was just a game I couldn't win. I'm out of credits to let you back in. Power down, the screen goes black. There's no secret code to bring the feeling back, just the hum of the lights and the empty hallway. Game over, yeah, it's game over.